Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the AMT 125th scale 1968 Shelby GT-500 build. Wow, that's a mouthful. But at least I'm calling it by the right model company. I want to say ATM, because your brain, you see ATM all the time, but it's AMT. So that's why there's a pause when I start saying the title. I gotta make sure I'm gonna say it right. But I think in this video, we are going to work on the chassis, get it prepped and ready to go. And I think I'm going to go ahead and, well, I don't know. I'll probably install the front steering stuff. No, I don't think we will. That'll make that harder to paint. But since my videos are getting pretty long on this build, I'm going to get right to it. We have some flash we need to take care of. I think if anything, there's a common theme here with this kit, and that's that there's a lot of flash. There we go. Yeah, I almost have to carve that one out. Let's see if the sanding stick will do anything. Against that. Yeah, that's much better. Wonderful. Using an X-Acto on areas that are that thick kind of makes me nervous. I want to cut a finger. And so we got a little flash in the front. I know I'm talking about the flash being pretty bad on this model kit, but I'm sure it's an older kit, or older tool for sure, from the looks of it. And it adds a little added degree of challenge to it. Keep you on your toes. I was hoping not to have to detach some parts from the sprue, but due to the flash and the cleanup, I'm thinking I'm going to have to. I have them little alligator clip holder things, so it's not that big of a deal. So I think most parts are going to be taken off the sprues so that I can get them cleaned up good. Otherwise, after I paint them, I'll have to do it, and to me it seems like it'd be a better deal to do it that way. Little piece right here yet. And one over here. Alright, and if you notice, I don't know, see if I can get the camera blur going. There, maybe the light will help. You can see that it's textured. The box art shows that the whole underside of the car is painted kind of a flat black, it looks like, and maybe a semi-gloss for the frame portion of it. And I don't know, maybe that's represents undercoating, maybe, I don't know. The way I plan on doing it, I'm going to paint the chassis the actual body color. And then I'll do the frame portions in a semi-gloss black. And then of course you'll have the black drive shaft and the axle and everything and the steering components. I think that'll really make it pop. Let's see, we got the brake line things, the emergency brake. That's neat. It's got pretty decent detail to it actually. So, just to give it a little more variation, I have an old 83 Chevy pickup that doesn't have any undercoating on it, and the floor pan's underneath the vehicle or the body color. My 2010 Cadillac's the same way, my daily driver. And yeah, I guess I've never seen a vehicle that, unless it had undercoating put on it, that wasn't body color. But maybe they did back then, I don't know. That might be. I've never owned a 68 Shelby GT-500, and knowing the price of them nowadays, I more than likely never will. But on the model I'm building, I decided to go body color, and that's just the way I want my model. And I always encourage people to paint their, or actually assemble and do their models the way they want to do them. It's got to sit on your shelf, so you should be the one that's happy with it in the end result anyways. And as long as you have fun building it, doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and detach some of these parts and clean them up as well. I'm still amazed by how thick the connecting points are on these parts. Makes me worried I'm going to break them. Kind of an interesting way they did the right to the exhaust. But there's our differential and rear leaf springs. We won't need that little piece, so that can go in the garbage can. It's also fun switching model manufacturers the way they do their kits, like the Atlantis one. And then going to this, it's a fun experience between the two manufacturers. Like I said, I know I'm complaining a lot about the flash, but really the detail in the kit is really nice. And a little bit there where the drive shaft connects. And we'll put that there. And this is the top of the differential. I thought about putting the suspension parts on like a... Did I? Or did I? Yeah. I put the suspension pieces on the Cadillac before I painted it. And come to find out, once I had the body on it and everything, I couldn't get the rear wheels in because it has them low fenders. So I had to cut the axle shafts and glue them into place. So this time, we're going to leave them off. Like I said, I got them little alligator clip for when you're painting to hold them in place. I'll just stick some tape or something onto the inside and then use the alligator clip so I can paint everything. I did that with the top of the Cadillac, and that seemed to work out okay. Let's get the drive shaft off there. And the steering components. Careful. This felt like it was going to break. And our steering linkage. Ooh, that's go in like this maybe. Try not to damage it. Yep, that worked. And I try to cut not right flush with it, but just leave a little extra to sand off so that I don't damage the part. And I have damaged parts in the past. Let's see, looks like all we got is the exhaust left. Now these, I don't know if those are resonators. Usually resonators are behind the muffler. But this has got a, I don't know. I'd have to Google to see how that is. At first I thought they were glass packs. And then, but then there's a, as you see right here, it looks like the muffler half. It goes into one. Or maybe that's, I don't know what you'd call that. I'll have to look that up. So that's the end of this sprue. We can put that off into the bin here. Yep, we're going on. We're past the 10-minute mark. But that's alright. It's mainly going to be cleanup in this video anyway. Getting everything ready for painting. There's a little, I almost was going to clip them off, but that's our little pins to put the exhaust onto the vehicle. Don't want to cut them off. And this here is where that, where they join together right here. I'll leave that there because that's your gluing point. And this is a equalizer pipe, I'm guessing, or whatever they call that, to keep the flow consistent. Or it looks like we need to cut this part off though. As you can tell, I know all the specifics on old cars. You know, the thingy. That one part that makes it do this. I'm joking, by the way. I don't know a whole lot about the technical terms of these vehicles. Pieces. Obviously. A little bit of flash. Carve it out there, maybe. That. I don't know. We'll try the sanding stick. I don't know if I can. Well, that was easier. And those pins are attachment points too, so we need to leave that alone. And we'll call that the exhaust. Move this out of the way. Get our steering arm here. Oh, I'm trying to sand off pieces I don't want to sand off again. That looks like where you glue it. Careful. This is very flexible. Easily breakable. But I think we made it through. Awesome. Gotta be careful with that piece. And this one looks like we can get with a sanding stick maybe. Except for that part right there. Oh, flappy part. Got ejector pin raised there again, which is on the inside. Still don't know how I'm gonna get them. I'll have to see if my clippers can get in where the floor is, where the carpet would be. Those are some major. No, I don't want to take that off. That's a detail point, I think. Yeah, don't sand your detail off. And let's see if we can get this with the clippers. There we go. Maybe use the X-Acto to finish it off here. Like so. And then there's our steering part, arms, drive shaft, injector pin mark, I don't know. Okay, a little bit more here. There. And now for our, yeah, that's another, that's the kind of flash of an ejector pin I'm used to. Not where it's sticking out quite a bit. Cut that off there. There's one. And the rest of it looks pretty decent. And two. So now we got all these parts ready for paint. And I think that's as far as we're going to go there. Just wanted to get all the parts prepared for primer and tell you what I plan to do for the color scheme on the bottom. I am going to go ahead and paint that body color and then do the frames and the semi-gloss, and then of course the fuel tank and the steel and the exhaust and this stainless color. Oh look, I missed a spot. And from mirror angle, it probably looks like I'm going to poke my hand, but in reality, I'm way, way down below that. There we go. Open that up. One last look over here to make sure didn't miss anything. And I think it looks pretty good. We won't worry about these ejector pins. You'll never see that inside the model. And I don't really plan on, I might paint a little bit where the opening is so that you can't see, and of course that'll be the semi-gloss black. These will be black, I'm sure. And we'll go from there. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.